Okay, and here you are in your ATI page. Remember that if you need to go back to your profile and change your profile, if you are not getting the information that you need, you may have selected the wrong school of nursing or the wrong program. So you can always go back to your profile page to double check, make sure that your email is also an Arizona email, because you'll be getting messages from ATI that need to go to an email address that you're listening to and reading every day. So you want to make sure that that ATI account is under your school address for your emails. So right here is where you added the CDN code to get all of this stuff in your ATI account. Once you put in the CDN code, if you did not go to orientation, make sure you read that announcement or call us this weekend and get on our office hours here Saturday or Sunday. I have some office hours open for these kind of things. But you need to get into ATI to be able to do your pre-work to be able to come to class on the first day. So make sure you get that CDN code, add it here, and then when it repopulates, you can go to My ATI. When you go to My ATI, you're going to find a bunch of Monopoly cards. And each Monopoly card has a different product in it. So when the products load for you, and products will fall down along the way. So in semester 6, semester 7, semester 8, semester 9, different products will fall down as you need them. You don't need pharmacology right now. You don't need comp predictor right now. You don't need NCLEX stuff right now. So those things won't be on your board until later on in the program. If you were held back because you did not pass last quarter, your whole ATI has been reset. So don't be alarmed when nothing is in there. All of your dates get reset because of your grad date. So when this loads for you, let me make it a little smaller so that it gets on my screen. So right here is a very informational little thing. It's active learning templates. And whenever you're studying, you should probably grab some active learning templates in there. So you'll hear more about those in semester 6. That's when you start using them, but you are certainly able to use them right now as well. As you're studying, it puts your head together for different things like medications, growth and development, procedures, diagnostics, concepts are under here. So that'll be a very big thing for you later on in the program. For right now, you should probably go right here and do this ATI orientation. This would behoove you to know how to use ATI by doing this quick little orientation. There's only one module under there. Okay. So there are plenty of things under here, but I'll just point out a few that you'll be using. So if you have some assignment out there, you would just go ahead and ask yourself, which place is it? And then go to these little Monopoly cards. So you know for today's Monday's session, there's something here in becoming a professional nurse, personal communication, and another one, nurse logic. Okay. So you just find the title of what it was they asked you to do. There's going to be one in wellness and self-care next week. Okay. So these little Monopoly cards are kind of like books sitting here, and you just open the book and look around. So to get you started for Skills Lab on Tuesday, you're going to look for something that says Skill Modules 3.0. When you get into Skills Modules 3.0, you want to go ahead and open it. When you open it, a whole bunch of skills are going to pop down, and you don't need them all today, and you may not do them all this quarter. Okay, this semester is not going to have all of them. Now, you're not doing any virtual scenarios, you're just doing learning modules. So this is 180 nursing skills. So that's the one you want. And then you just ask yourself, what did they tell me to do? And you just come down through here. There's plenty of them, right? So eventually we'll have you do concepts of med-admin, but not today. So for this week, there's hand washing, there's infection control, there's all kinds of different things. Okay. So later on, there'll be mobility, nutrition. Okay. So you're just looking for personal hygiene. Personal hygiene is hand washing and washing your body. So this one, I would go ahead and do left to right. So I'm going to do the pre-test. I go in, and the pre-test is going to test my baseline knowledge. So do not worry if you get a 40 on that. It's just telling us where did you come from, what's your baseline knowledge. Then you do the lesson, then you do the pre-test, the post-test. In the post-test, you need to have at least a 78 on it. 77 is passing, so at least 78 would be passing. Do not turn in something that you got a 40 on. That's not acceptable. Okay? You can do the post-test multiple times, including next quarter. When you're in semester 6, they might have you do hand washing again. If they do, you just come back in. You can't do the pre-test again, but you can do the module and then the post-test. Okay? So this is how you would do it. You would go into the pre-test, do the pre-test real quick. That'll give you a grade. Then you go into begin the lesson. In begin the lesson, it's going to pop up on your screen. When it comes up, you're going to work basically right down the list, and it's going to take you to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. Okay? So when it pops up, you're just going to work straight through it all. Again, it's just keeping track of how long you're in the module. So if you turn in something with a 40 and you only spent 4 minutes in it, that's probably why you got the 40. Make sure you go back and do a little more work in there, and then try the post-test again. Okay? So when personal hygiene opens, I'm going to show you a couple different things in here. So right here, it's telling me, and I can have it talk to me, or I can just go ahead and read it myself. Okay? So it tells me what I'm going to learn, and then I can say continue, and then look, there's some videos for me to watch. So I can go ahead and watch a complete bed bath. I can watch eye care. I can look at checklists. I could download this and print it out and bring it to lab. And then I know what steps to do this skill. Okay. So there might be more than one video. You just watch all the videos, and then you go to accepted practice. You read through that, go to hair, scalp, read through that, read through that, read through that, read through that. Read through that, read through that. When you're all done, you've got all these videos watched, then you can come down here to this one. You can do key considerations, which tells you, here's some questions, okay? So it's just going to ask you some questions, and these are good because they might help you on the test as well, okay? And then when you're done that, you can come down to documentation, and it tells you how you would document these things in the chart, what needs to be documented, and it'll give you a patient's chart as well, and it'll show you what that looks like. And when you go to continue, it'll give you practice challenges, which again would be good for you to do because then you know this material. When you're done, if you go down here to glossary, glossary actually takes you through every single word that might be different for you in this chapter. So if you don't know it, you might want to make it a note on your paper that excoriation means scratching, trauma, chemicals. It's a skin abrasion. Okay, so it's kind of like rug burn, skin abrasion caused by scratching, trauma, or chemicals. Okay. If I don't know what bad breath means, halitosis, I can actually click here and it will give me the how to say it. Okay, so this is really important because a lot of these words are on the test and you get the test question wrong because you don't know what maceration is. Maceration, just consider it a wet strawberry, a strawberry that was put in sugar. You know how it is? It's really sticky and soft versus a fresh strawberry. So skin maceration is the softening of skin from prolonged contact with moisture. So you don't want that because when skin is macerated, it can come off in layers when you shear. Okay. So again, the checklists are here if you wanted to download those. And then there's some resources just in case you were wondering where they got that material from. Okay. Once you're all done in here, you can see that the timer is showing how long I spent in this module. So if I get a 40 and I turn in this report and my instructor sees that I spent 3 minutes, that's probably why I got the 40. Maybe I need to slow down and do it again, or slow down and actually look at these things because I'm not getting the lecture material from here. All right, when I'm done, I'm going to close that. And when it pops back up, it's going to take me where I can go ahead and do the post test. While we're waiting for that, just notice that there's a contact us. You want to have that 800 number down somewhere just in case you can't get in here or you're having trouble with it. Do not contact your instructor. They have nothing to do with ATI, but ATI, if you call them, will help you with that material. So when I go back down here to the personal hygiene one, now I can go in and it says results here. So I go ahead and do my post test, okay? And then when I hit results, it's going to take me to when I'm all done my test. It's going to take me to a report. It just takes a couple minutes for it to load because there's a lot of students using it all over the world. So then I can go ahead and do my test so I can see right away if I got it right or wrong. And I continue through this, and if I get it wrong, it'll tell me, and if I get it right, it'll tell me. So this one is asking me to put them in order. So I just do this really fast for you, and then it'll tell me if I got it. Oh, I got it wrong, so it's going to tell me the right steps. The learning is in understanding why you got it wrong. Okay, so when you get done here, you can go ahead and finish. When you finish, okay, I got that one wrong, no worries. So it's going to tell me my rationale, and then when I'm done, it's going to finalize. So I can finalize this test. So once I finalize the test, it's going to give me a result. And then again, if it's less than 78, I can go back, do those questions again, read a little more in the chapter if I need to, because obviously I didn't get it all the first time. And sometimes that's the way it is in nursing. You have to go back to the manual and reread it if you did it incorrectly. So when you're done, you're going to get a report to pop up. Now it says, hold on, we're just finishing. Okay, fabulous. So I got a 50. I would definitely want to make sure I go back. Okay. Now, for the sake of time, I'm just going to go forward, but know that this is not acceptable. Okay. All right. So this is not the one that I want to send in to my instructor. If it says individual performance profile, that is not the one I want to see. Okay. No instructor wants to see just your score. They want to see what happened during the lesson. Okay. So if you go down here to download report, click on there, that's going to download a report to you, and you want to go ahead and open it. So the one that you want to turn in is not the one that says individual performance profile. You want to go until you get the one that says module profile, okay? So right here, it says individual performance profile. That's not the one I want to see, okay? So if anything looks like that, close back out. And when you go back out and you go to that list of things, I'm going to show you this because for now on, for the beginning of time to the end of your time at Arizona College, they're not going to want that original report, okay? So I'm going to show you where to go to get the module report. So once your results come back up, there's a little spot that you go to and it will give you the right report, okay? So bear with me just a minute, it's coming back up. I also can go to my results and also find these again as well, but sometimes it's just easier to follow this method. And no harm, no foul. If you've already put in an individual report, just drop the right one. Not a problem. It takes a couple of weeks for everybody to get on the same page. So once I go into my module again, now you see there's a little result thing next to it when I go down to personal hygiene, okay? Right here is the one that I want to turn in, okay? So I go back in, get my results. When I hit results, it's going to take me to a different report. And this is the one the instructors want. Okay, so this one should say module report on it. Again, if anything says individual, don't turn that in. That's not the one we want. So I go ahead and hit this download report. I download it. Now it says module report. Do you see the difference? So if it says module report, this is the one that my instructor wants to see. Why does she want to see this one? I'll show you. So it's going to take you in how many times you went in the lesson and how long it took you to do the post test and your final score. This is not enough information for me. I really want to see what was your time in the module, how many times you took the test, because you do not want to just fail it, write down the right answers and go back right in. That is not learning, okay? Anybody could do that. That is not appropriate because you will fail the test, okay? If you didn't spend the time in the module and you didn't get the score, don't do that, okay? We see it all the time and it just tells us who's doing the work and who's not. Okay, point blank, we know who's doing the work, we know who's not. You can't trick it. Okay, We can pull this report from the back and show it to you if we need to, okay? So push come to shove, if you just keep sending in individual reports thinking you're tricking us, you're not, okay? So let's just do it right the first time and get it done. So we go ahead and download that to my computer. I can also take a screenshot. I just want to make sure I get everything in it, okay? So if you needed to, you could hit screenshot and screenshot this and drop it as well. But I would prefer you to go ahead, save it somewhere on your computer, okay? The other thing is you're not trying to trick me by putting personal hygiene in vital signs, okay? I will write to you and say wrong module. I will write to you and say individual report, not module report, okay? So I'll give you hints along the way on the first 2 weeks. After that, you're just getting an incomplete, okay? So make sure you do it the right way the first time. And then let me just show you what else is out there. And it even told me that I failed with 50, right? So don't turn that in. On this page, there's also other things that you may want to take a look at. If you went to work and you didn't have your ebooks with you, but you wanted to study, you had time to study, your ebooks are in here on the first page, okay? You just have to look through all the Monopoly cards, but there is one labeled ebooks, okay? Just so that you know that in case you got to work and you didn't have work with you and you forgot about it. You always have your ebook with you. The electronic book for ATI is sitting right here, okay? So if you were to come down here, you will find ebook in here. So RN ebook library, it's right there behind this page, okay? So all your ebooks are there, all right? If you clicked in it, you would go to fundamentals and you would see the exact same book that you took home with you. Fundamentals of Nursing in the ebook. And additionally, in the ebook, there's some questions at the end of every chapter as well. So sometimes students say that if they don't have time to read the whole book, at least come here because it's kind of like the dummies guide for that chapter. It tells you just the down and dirty, what do you need to know? What's going to be on the test kind of thing. The tests come from F.A. Davis, but they also help reiterate things in ATI. So both are going to help you at the end of the day. All right.